Hey tech enthusiasts! Welcome back to the show. Today, we're tackling a topic that's essential for staying up to date in our rapidly evolving world. Tech news podcasts.
That's right, Sarah. I'm super excited to dive into this. Podcasts are such a convenient way to absorb information, especially when you're on the go. So, where should we start?
Let's start with the basics. What exactly are tech news podcasts? And why should someone even bother listening to them?
Great question. Tech news podcasts are essentially audio shows dedicated to covering the latest news, trends, and developments in the technology world. Think of them as your audio newspaper for all things tech. As for why listen? Well, it's the easiest way to stay informed. Commute to work. Listen to a podcast doing chores? Listen to a podcast it's learning while you're doing other stuff.
That makes perfect sense. Time is precious. But with so many podcasts out there, how does someone even begin to find the right one for them? It can be overwhelming.
Totally agree. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. First, think about what specifically interests you. Are you into cybersecurity, AI, gadgets, or perhaps the business side of tech? Knowing your niche helps narrow the search.
Okay, niche is important. What else? Are there specific qualities people should look for in a good tech news podcast?
Absolutely. Look for podcasts with knowledgeable and engaging hosts. Do they explain complex topics in a clear and concise way? Do they cite their sources? Are they objective and unbiased? These are all key things to consider.
Good point about objectivity. It's easy to get swayed by biased opinions, especially in tech. Anything else to look for?
Definitely check out the reviews. See what other listeners are saying. Also, look at the frequency of the episodes. Do they release daily, weekly, or monthly? Find a schedule that fits your own lifestyle. Finally, listen to a few episodes before committing. See if the podcast style gels with you.
That's all super helpful advice. So, Alex, put your money where your mouth is. What are some of your favorite tech news podcasts and why?
Okay, putting me on the spot. Well, I'm a big fan of TechCrunch podcast for its daily dose of tech news and analysis. They cover a wide range of topics and have some really insightful interviews. I also like the Vergecast because they're great at explaining complex tech concepts in a simple and humorous way. And for cybersecurity, I recommend Security Now. Quote, it's a long-running show with deep dives into security vulnerabilities and best practices.
Those sound like great recommendations. I've heard of the Vergecast. Their hosts are pretty entertaining. But let's be honest, tech news can sometimes be filled with jargon and complicated terminology. How do you navigate that as a beginner?
That's a valid concern. It's like learning a new language. The trick is not to get discouraged. If you hear a term you don't understand, pause the podcast and Google it. There are tons of resources online that explain tech terms in plain English.
That's a great tip. And don't be afraid to re-listen to episodes. Sometimes, hearing something a second time helps it sink in.
Absolutely. Repetition is key. Also, try to find podcasts that cater to beginners. Some podcasts are geared towards industry professionals, while others are more accessible to the general public. Start with the latter.
Speaking of the general public, how do you see tech news podcasts evolving in the future? Will they become even more important in our lives?
I think so. Definitely. As technology continues to advance at an exponential rate, staying informed will become even more crucial. I predict we'll see more personalized and niche-focused tech news podcasts emerge. We'll also likely see more integration of AI and machine learning to curate and deliver news content.
That's fascinating. AI-powered news curation. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. So, any final tips for listeners who want to make the most of their tech news podcast experience?
Definitely. First, be an active listener. Don't just passively absorb the information. Take notes, ask questions, and engage with the content. Many podcasts have online communities where you can discuss episodes with other listeners.
That's a great point about engaging with the community. It's a great way to learn from others and expand your network. Anything else?
Experiment with different listening speeds. Most podcast apps allow you to speed up or slow down the playback. Find a speed that works for you. Personally, I like to listen at 1.25x speed to get through more content. Also, don't be afraid to unsubscribe from podcasts that no longer interest you. It's okay to change your mind.
That's really smart. No need to feel obligated to listen to something you're not enjoying. Now, I'm sure people are wondering, are there any common mistakes people make when trying to get into tech news podcasts?
Oh, definitely. A big one is trying to absorb everything at once. Tech news is a vast field, and you can't become an expert overnight. Start with a specific area of interest and gradually expand your knowledge base. Another mistake is relying solely on podcasts for your information. Supplement your listening with articles, blog posts, and other sources.
That makes sense. It's like trying to learn a new language only by listening to music. You need to supplement it with grammar and vocabulary lessons. Now, for our viewers, here's a question we got asked. What if I don't understand the technical terms in a podcast? Should I just give up? Quote.
Absolutely not. Never give up. As we mentioned before, Google is your friend. Also, many podcasts have show notes or transcripts available online. These can be incredibly helpful for clarifying difficult concepts. And don't be afraid to ask questions in the podcast's community forum.
Love the encouragement. And I think that's a perfect segue into wrapping things up. To summarize, tech news podcasts are a fantastic way to stay informed about the latest trends and developments in the technology world. Find podcasts that align with your interests. Look for knowledgeable and engaging hosts. And don't be afraid to ask questions and engage with the community.
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey, not a race. Be patient, be curious, and have fun. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more beginner-friendly tech content.
And be sure to leave a comment below with your favorite tech news podcasts. We'd love to hear your recommendations.
Oh yes, we are always looking for new ones to listen to. And next time, we will be reviewing the best AI tools for content creation.
That's right. Get ready for some cutting-edge AI demos. See you all next time.
Bye everyone.
Before we go, let's talk about the practical side. How can people apply what they learn from these podcasts in their daily lives or careers?
Great point, Sarah. If you're in a tech-related field, staying informed can help you make better decisions, anticipate industry shifts, and even land a new job. If you're not in tech, understanding technology can help you navigate the digital world more effectively and avoid scams or security threats.
I totally agree. Being tech savvy is becoming increasingly important, regardless of your profession. What about some specific examples? Can you think of any real-world scenarios where tech news podcasts have helped you or someone you know?
Sure. I remember a few years ago when I was working on a project that involved cloud computing. I was listening to a tech news podcast that discussed a new security vulnerability in a popular cloud platform. Thanks to that podcast, I was able to proactively address the vulnerability and prevent a potential security breach. It saved us a lot of headaches.
Wow, that's a great example. It really highlights the importance of staying informed. I've also found tech news podcasts helpful for discovering new tools and resources. I remember hearing about a project management software on a podcast that completely revolutionized my workflow.
Exactly. Podcasts can be a great source of inspiration and innovation. They can expose you to new ideas and perspectives that you might not have encountered otherwise. Plus, many podcasts feature interviews with industry leaders and experts, which can provide valuable insights and advice.
That's so true. And it's not just about career advancement. Understanding technology can also help you make better personal decisions, like choosing the right smartphone or protecting your privacy online.
Definitely. We live in a digital age, and being informed about technology is essential for navigating that age safely and effectively. Now, Sarah, you mentioned that people can be overwhelmed trying to listen. How can we make it less daunting?
Interesting point. You know what? Let's quickly touch on efficient listening strategies for our viewers. Break up your listening sessions into smaller chunks. Try listening for 15 to 20 minutes at a time, rather than trying to binge listen for hours. It's easier to retain information that way.
Good point. Active listening is key. Take notes. Highlight interesting points, and pause to reflect on what you're hearing. Consider using a podcast app that allows you to create bookmarks or timestamps, so you can easily revisit important sections. Also, think about where you're listening. It can be difficult to concentrate on a podcast if you're in a noisy or distracting environment.
That's great advice. I personally prefer listening while commuting or exercising. It's a productive way to pass the time and learn something new. And don't be afraid to experiment with different listening styles. Some people prefer to listen actively, while others prefer to listen passively. Find what works best for you.
Exactly. It's all about finding a listening strategy that fits your lifestyle and learning preferences. And remember, you don't have to listen to every single episode of a podcast. Feel free to skip episodes that don't interest you. Your time is valuable.
That's right. It's better to focus on the episodes that are most relevant to your interests and goals. And one last tip. Don't be afraid to ask for recommendations from friends or colleagues. Word of mouth is still one of the best ways to discover new podcasts.
Great point. And with that, I think we've covered everything. Sarah, this has been super informative. Thanks for diving into tech news podcasts with me.
My pleasure, Alex. It's always fun to talk tech with you. And to our viewers, thanks for watching. We hope this video has inspired you to explore the world of tech news podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your favorite podcasts.
And stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll be exploring the best AI tools for content creation. It's going to be epic.
You won't want to miss it. Until then, happy listening.
Goodbye, everyone.